Welcome to the Intuitive Therapist Podcast with Janis Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as the angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist, here on the Intuitive Therapist Podcast. Welcome to another week. I want to share something that happened to me about 5 months ago. I sat down at my desk to begin my workday as I usually do, and I check my email, and I get organized for the day, do my kind of thinking and planning out. But something was different about that day. Suddenly, I found myself in the middle of the past, present, and future all at once. I'd never experienced that before in my life. And I've heard always that time is not linear. It all happens at the same time. But I think theoretically I understood that and accepted it. But as a human being, I had never experienced it. And it was as if during these moments, and I don't even remember how long it took to have this whole experience I'm about to tell you about. It was as if I had a life review while I'm alive. And what I know about life reviews is typically they happen after you pass, where you go up to heaven and you look at your life and you find ways to right yourself. Your soul does. And if you've ever been someone or have known someone who maybe had a near-death experience or some experience that was so powerful, pivotal, and painful that their life flashed before their eyes, then you understand what I mean when I say that I was in between the planes of time and I could see, hear, feel, and know things in the exact same moment about the past, present, and future all at once. It was, I don't even know how to explain it. And I hope I do it justice today. I wasn't spared any feelings while I was in this state of full experience. In fact, I was smacked over the head with the good, the bad, and the really ugly about me in my life. I wasn't prepared for it, had no idea this was going to happen. It just happened. And it happened because I needed it to happen. I was overdue for a wake-up call, and good Lord, did I get one. After the moments I spent stuck in my office chair, flushed with images, and the roller coaster of feelings of being in the past, present, and future, and reviewing myself and my choices and my fraudulence in ways and my strengths in many other ways, all of a sudden I was pulled out of it. And I found myself absolutely weeping uncontrollably. And I couldn't stop it. I was in grief. And in that moment, those moments of just my absolute weeping, coming out of that vortex, I realized two things. One, how much I had truly accomplished and impacted the world and people. And the second was how much I had failed myself. It was the most bizarre experience I've ever had. And y'all know that I work with angels and archangels and talk to dead people. And to say that this experience was on a level of experiences that human words cannot describe, that is an understatement. It was truly a tower moment. The world as I knew it was dropped on its head. My world, I was dropped on my ass in all honesty, and I was left to pick up the pieces. After weeping, I stopped. I kind of flushed my system of it. And then I begged to be told what to do to fix my situation and make things right with myself. This was about me, so that I could move forward speaking truth to myself and stop lying to myself about certain things that I had long been lying to myself about. And we all do this. We all abandon ourselves and pretend things aren't what they are. It's called self-preservation. And out of that, I vowed to live in flow and follow my nudges. I let go. It was a surrender moment. And I said, okay, just show me what to do next to fix this, please. I was begging the universe for guidance. I was guided to listen to a meditation that I had never listened to before. A client had mentioned it to me several times, and I had written it down on a sticky note. I have many sticky notes around my office. And I just kind of put it away. I was like, yeah, I'll listen to it at some point. She's got credibility, and I'll find time to listen to it, but I never did. Apparently, the time was now to listen to that. So I was guided to look up the meditation, keyed it up, and I settled into my chair and followed the prompts. I didn't know what this meditation was about, but I had to listen to it. I was guided to breathe deeply several times and then imagine myself walking along a beach, my favorite place. So I was really glad about that. And then I was led on a journey to meet my future self. I'd done this before, but it had been years, and I had never done it with a meditation by someone else. Clearly, my future self had much to say to me. She let me know. I was able to actually, by the way, see her very, very clearly again. I was able to see what I looked like, the clothes I was wearing, the jewelry, how my hair was. I could see my future self smiling at me. I could feel her. And she let me know that there are better ways to live my life. And she told me that it was time to shore up my boundaries, to get serious about my intentions for certain aspects of my life that I was pretending were on track. I don't know about you, but I kind of did that for a while, pretended to be on track, and lean into the comfort that she was offering, that everything was going to be all right, because who she was, I was already. I just haven't stepped into it. Again, I am in this loop of being in my past, present, and future. Even though I came out of the weeping, I was still in that vortex. And she helped me connect with the qualities of grace, love, and confidence in a way that I had never connected with. And I came out of that meditation different. It was the reassurance that I needed from myself that I hadn't connected with before. I became more convicted about my life and adopted a much more realistic perspective about how I had been living my life in certain ways. I was exhausted from that journey, but comforted by knowing that I have the capacity to change any part of my life at any moment and to honor the version of myself that I want to become. Because I see her. I've talked about this before. I see that future Janis, what she's doing, what she's done, the empire that I'm creating, the impact. I see it all. I feel it all. So I know that when I'm able to connect with things like that, the vision of that with such clarity and conviction, I know it already exists. I just need to do my due diligence to bring it about and become that. And each one of you has this future part of yourself readily available, ready to answer questions you have about next steps, about who you really are and what you truly deserve. He or she never goes away. And you can see your future self as clearly as I saw mine. There's no magic. You just need to give yourself the opportunity to invite that part of yourself to show up and shut down your thinking mind and receive the guidance. You see, most of the time we are operating on an outdated perception of who we are. Our past tends to dictate our current beliefs, thoughts, and actions. And most often, we're so used to accepting the past as our current reality, right? Like those are the only boundaries or borders, parameters that we operate within, that we don't ever question the thoughts and beliefs as if maybe they're not true. Maybe times have changed. Maybe the past just needs to stay in the past And where we are now is the current set of parameters. So imagine, though, that you and your future self, the one who is at peace, who is successful already, abundant, wise, all-knowing, exists right now at this same time that you're in the present. Just think about that for a moment, because it's true. And you have full access to this version of yourself, because the dreams that you have, the vision for yourself, the things that you want, the things that you feel like you want to achieve, the things that you connect with in other people that you feel like you don't have, they're already there. You are no different than anybody who is successful in any other part of their life. You just need to become that. So imagine that version of your future self guiding your decision making from here on out. The one that says, look, it's already done. You've already got everything that you want, whatever it is, even, the material wealth, the relational wealth, physical wealth, financial wealth. It's already here. Just listen to me. This is future self talking. Just listen to me and I'll lead you. It's time to get true with yourself. So this version of yourself, the future self, has no hate, resentment, guilt, shame, anger, pain. None of that. All of that's gone, because the future self is in a very, very different place in terms of achievement and in terms of wisdom and insight. No judgment of anyone or anything. A pure version of yourself that already exists. It's just, you just need to become that. So now ask yourself this: as you look at a challenge in your life, or even maybe the good parts of your life, how would this version of yourself, your future self, the best version of yourself, handle whatever it is that is going on in your life? How would he or she handle it? How would they respond? How would they think? What would the most kind, the strong-willed person that you are do and say? That part of you that is secure, that part of you that is free, that part of you that is gracious, compassionate, kind, caring. What different choices would you make if you knew that everything would work out for you? If you just had complete and utter faith in yourself? Have you ever had moments of that where you just knew that you're going to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve? Even peace. What new beliefs would you adopt if you knew for sure that what you wanted was going to happen? And if the things that you want don't happen, you're always going to get what you need, and it's always going to be so much better than you could ever imagine. It's always like that. Whatever we get always serves us greater than the things we want to get. I'm going to say it again. Whatever we get always serves us greater than the things we want to get, because the universe has a bigger plan. Your future self knows what you're going to go through, and your future self knows what you're going to become, because you already are that. Who would you become now that you already know who you are and who you will be? Since you've gotten quiet, invited your future self in, who are you? Are you an author, a writer? Are you a business owner? Are you a parent? Are you a world traveler? Are you a person who gives more of yourself to others? Are you a wife, a husband? Who are you? Are you more loving, generous? How would you walk, talk, think, act, and be? How different is that version of your future self than the version of yourself right now? Whatever challenges you face, you have this wise version of yourself completely accessible to you all of the time. You are never without answers, guidance, or insight. Never. Your thinking mind convinces you that you're resourceless. But your higher self and your future self, they know everything. And you already are connected with those parts. Your future self is always there to show you what's possible. You don't need to have the earth-shattering experience that I had to access that part of you. Just breathe and invite your future self to show up and see, hear, feel, and connect with that part of you that's calm, part of you that's all-knowing, the part of you that's been there, done that, and that can show you the way, the part of you that can mentor you, and the part of you that can offer you that unconditional love that you and I and everybody else seems so hard to do, to offer to ourselves. And whatever guidance or answers you get, make sure that you do what you're guided to do. Just follow the guidance. There's never a mistake. That guidance is going to feel clean and light and aligned with the best versions of you. You'll know what that is. You'll know what higher guidance is, future guidance is, versus ego guidance. Ego guidance will be riddled with fear. Higher mind, intuitive, future self-guidance, it just is. It's clean, clear, light. It has no feelings attached except alignment. You already have all of the answers you need. So whatever happens today, tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next, handle it with grace as your future self would. Be kind to yourself. Open yourself up to taking the steps necessary to embody and become the future version of yourself right now, today. The wise, kind, graceful, loving version of yourself. Trust me, you will be transformed, and life won't seem so debilitating or heavy or burdensome. There's something beautiful about letting go of the need to do everything on your own as a human being, as a thinking being. There is beauty in the partnership with your future self, your higher self, with the universe. It's like you just take a load off. And the vision that you have for yourself in your life will manifest faster than you can imagine. I promise you. Like I said, I do my best to walk my talk, and I do my best to be as transparent with you as possible. And I hope it's helpful. And I hope the vulnerability that I offer you allows you to not feel so alone. I feel like that's one of the most important things I can do, is be vulnerable and open about my human experience so that maybe it might help you with yours. And if you do need help along the way, if you'd like to expand and revolutionize your life, if you're ready to make changes, if you're ready to claim your autonomy, your freedom, your peace, become that future self, and you need help, reach out to me. I help a lot of people with that. And look, I wish you a wonderful year ahead. I wish you a blessed day, a fantastic week, and as always, live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend. And be sure to give us some stars and a favorable review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in.